It's July the 26th, 2007, and we are in Utanede in the province of Jämtland in the northern part of Sweden, and we are there to take a look at King Chulalongkorn's pavilion. The inauguration of the pavilion took place on the 19th of July 1998, exactly 101 years after the king's remarkable visit to Sweden and Ådalen. The pavilion stands 26 meters in height, and at the top there is a golden spire indicating that this is a royal building. In front of the building there is a pond, because it's important that there is water next to a pavilion. One more important thing is that the pavilion stands on a higher level than neighboring roads. That's why they had to make a 2-meter high mound where the building was to be located. When you enter the pavilion, you will notice that the threshold is higher than normal. This is to prevent evil spirits to enter the building. Inside the pavilion you meet King Chulalongkorn in the shape of a bronze statue. The statue is cast in a scale 1:1 and shows the king in natural size. The statue arrived at Utanede in June 1998, shortly before the great inauguration of the pavilion. Many strong arms were needed to get the statue in position. You see, it weighs almost 800 kilos. King Chulalongkorn ruled for 37 years from 1873 up to his death in 1910, longer than any king before him. He is one of Thailand's most beloved kings. How come that a Thai pavilion was built just here in Utanede? Here is the background. In connection with the construction of a nearby hydroelectric power station in the 1940s, the road down to the river had to be done over. As a tribute to King Chulalongkorn and his visit 40 years earlier, it was decided to give the road the name King Chulalongkorn's Road. Another 50 years later, in the 1990s, a group of Thai dancers happened to pass by. They saw the sign with their beloved king's name on it, and they were very astonished and happy. At once they wanted to do something more to honor the memory of the king. The thought of a pavilion appeared. A committee with people from the municipality of Ragunda was formed. Travels to Thailand were made to discuss with high authorities how the pavilion would look like and how to raise money for the construction of it. When they started the building, it proved to be the worst land in the whole area. 1 week before our visit, the 110-year anniversary of the king's visit was celebrated with the presence of prominent Thai officials. King Chulalongkorn spent 8 days in Sweden, 3 in Stockholm and 5 days along the Ångermanland River and the Indals River, with a visit to Sollefteå, where the king and the princes were fishing, had dinner, and they spent the night at the Appelberg Hotel. On July the 19th, the train arrived at Bispgården. The whole village was there to celebrate the exotic king. In beautiful horse-drawn carriages, they were driven to the tourist hotel to have lunch, where the king is supposed to have spat out the ice-cold red wine, as the serving staff had made the fatal mistake, despite careful instructions from the Swedish court, to mix up the serving temperature of red and white wine. After this experience, the journey went on by a steamer on the Indals River. On the following day, they went to shore in Sundsvall, where they had a meal at the famous Knaust Hotel. The same day, the king's own ship, the Mahachakri, left Sundsvalls harbor. King Chulalongkorn's visit to Bispgården lasted only 1 day, but was so incredibly earth-shaking that stories and anecdotes still linger on, and now there's even a whole pavilion here to the king's honor. Next to the pavilion, you also find here a small orangery with a great number of exotic plants. During the summer there are also guided tours with interesting information about the king's visit and the pavilion itself.
Det är lämpligt för kung Jean att resa på egen hand eftersom han själv har planen. Och inte nog med det.
A last visit was made in the souvenir shop with objects of Thai connection.